A few weeks ago, I set a challenge in the automation subreddit for people to make some Soviet shitboxes, and then I would put them through a series of 5 tests, including my personal opinion on how good they look, a race around the Hirochi Raceway, the Endurodrome, a drag race, and then a 0 to 50 to 0, and these are the results. Hello and welcome back to the Soviet Shitbox Challenge. Today we've got our third car running up in this competition. It is the MCL Gia, or perhaps Gaia, depending on how they want to pronounce that, S. This is certainly an interesting one. So, technically, right, I'm gonna have to preface this with I do have a couple of reservations about this design, and it does technically fulfill all of the parameters, but I do think partial aluminium on the panel material, McPherson, I don't know, it feels like a bit too nice to be built behind the Iron Curtain. But hell, I mean, it's a 99-1 trim year, so maybe they were preparing for the inevitable collapse. So I'm not going to obviously penalise it because it fits within the rules. And obviously, the first round appearance, it's not hideous. I do think that this could benefit from like a bit of plastic on the front here. I feel like that would certainly help a lot, especially with this like what do you call it, the sports brand default sports brand number 3 stripes across the bottom, and possibly on the back as well, maybe some little indicators, but for the most part it does look cheap. It kind of gives me the vibes of if the Renault 5 Turbo was built in the 2000s and like pedestrian safety laws had never been put in place. So I think I'm going to go with another 5 out of 10 on this one. So yeah, that's a 5 out of 10 for appearance. So let's take this to the Hirochi Raceway, that's the one. Okay, so here we are at the Hirochi Raceway with the MCL Gaia S. I'm just going to call it the MCL. So it's the smallest car that we have so far, which possibly means that it's the lightest, especially considering the partial aluminium body panels. However, it also has the most power at 72.3, so it is going to be fast around the Hirochi Raceway. We'll see if the suspension can hold up at the Endurodrome, though. Anyway, that's not a concern right now. We'll switch it over to the arcade gearbox, and let's do 3 laps in 3, 2, 1. And here we go, off to a very wibbly-wobbly bumper start, apparently. I don't know if that's partial aluminium or fabric down there. That is a very unique, I must say. It gets turned in quite nicely through there, and it definitely gets up to speed. You can tell it's quite light, and that extra power does not go amiss. The sports stripes evidently helping it gain some top speed. Stripes on anything makes it faster. I've learned that from my time on this planet. It's go faster stripes, isn't it? So we might even get a sub 130 around here. No, we won't. Sorry. I don't know why I'm going mad there. We might get a sub, 150, possibly? Maybe a 147 or something? Trying to remember how long the rest of the track is compared to what we've already covered. It's gonna be pretty limited, though, on the top end, I'd imagine. We probably won't hit 100 down here, just because the aero is ultimately not that great, and also just 72.3 horsepower. Yeah, it can accelerate you pretty quickly if you're quite light, but it ain't going to get you that high of a top end, just by virtue of it not being that much horsepower still. It's impressive for a little i3 that's naturally aspirated, but it's nothing too crazy. Right, coming down this last corner, nearly lost it on the inside there, but we're pretty good. We're looking for a sub 2 minutes, about a 152. We should, ooh, dead on 153 actually. We should be able to shave off 5 or 6 seconds on the second lap, I'd imagine, just from being able to... okay. That was driver error. I will give you that. So I'm going to just skip this lap, and I'm going to get you a big run-up. I've decided that doing a full lap for this is unnecessary when just getting a run-up from back here will perform the exact same. So we'll just go around this corner a little bit so that it should be roughly fair. And now we'll floor it towards the line, and we'll start your second timed lap. Okay, so here we go. Should be able to shave off some time this time, and if I don't go a little bit off the track, we shouldn't run into the same issue we did last time. Could brake a little earlier than I would normally in a little hatchback like this, just because I don't think the brakes on this are the world's best, but they do the job, definitely. So, you know, this is probably going to be a strong contender for the 0 to 50 to 0. I was tempted to do like a 0 to 100 to 0, but I didn't think any of these cars would be able to hit 100 miles an hour. So 0 to 50 it is. Perhaps a 0 to 60 would have worked, but I also wasn't confident that all of them would be able to hit 60. But it looks like they should all actually have been able to do that, so maybe my worries were not founded. Does drive quite nice, this thing. It's it doesn't seem to get a huge amount of either understeer or oversteer. It does obviously get a little bit of, I'm gonna say understeer, but it's not too bad. It's not bad at all, actually. Whoa, we're good. A little bit crazy around there. Oh. Right. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'll probably discount that lap. Give you 2 more again. Okay, coming down to the start line. We can give it one more lap. I did kind of cock up on the second timed lap, just around the last corner. I went off the track, and it wasn't the car's fault, it was mine, so I'm not going to count what on the hot lapping thing says lap 4. Not that it would matter anyway, because that lap was faster than it, but I just want to be as fair as possible. So if I go off of my own accord, obviously, you know, you could in theory put that down to the car being unpredictable, but I don't think that's the case. So I am giving it a second chance to see if we can get a faster third lap than that second lap then. That 1:48.9. It should be possible in theory, but I don't know. I do have a couple of concerns about this thing. It does feel ever so slightly unpredictable. Through the majority of corners, it doesn't really understeer, it doesn't really oversteer, but you do get a little bit of snap oversteer every now and then, and it does feel like it has a little bit lacking in the old turn-in department. But that's probably just because it is front-wheel drive, so you're going to get that. Though I think this lap's been fairly solid. This section here with the chicanes has caused me a few problems in this car, but we're through it. See, it tried to lose the rear end there. Not the fastest I could have taken that. And then huge amounts of understeer on the exit. But, no. Okay, right. I am going to put that one down to the car. I felt like I was oversteering in and then understeering out. And it didn't do that the other two laps. So I'm going to put that one down to the car, mainly because I don't want to do another lap. I've already spent 10 minutes lapping this thing around here, which is 4 or 5 minutes longer than, well, the ideal situation, and 3 or 4 minutes longer than what I gave all the other cars. So your lap time around Hirochi is a 1:48.9, which I think is the best we've got so far. We shall now see how it does, however, around a much tougher circuit. Okay, so here we are with the MCL gear at the Endurodrome, where cars come to die. We're going to switch it over to arcade, and without any further ado, let's see how fast this thing can lap around the Endurodrome. So, here we go. This car is going to have a few advantages in, obviously, getting between the points and that weird jelly bumper, which, God knows, that might be an advantage, you know? But it is also going to have a couple of rather significant disadvantages. This is potentially the lowest car we've had around here. And it is also the fastest, which might sound good for times, but it sounds bad for the health of your suspension and your steering column. You see, it's all very well and good going really fast through these straight bits, but I'm going to floor your car through here if it's fast. And that means when it comes to any bumps or jumps, you're going to be going over those much faster than other cars would. And if that causes significant damage to your car on all 3 of your laps, you're going to run into some problems. Oh! And that's not ideal right there, flipping over those rocks. That is the first time we've had that. We also look to be having some serious issues pulling to the left here. It doesn't turn right very well. And if it does fail out of steering, if I'm unable to steer this car to the right by the end of this track, it will be disqualified from this lap, and it will only get 2 fully timed laps, provided it makes all of the other ones. Oh, it's not handling the bumps well, this car. Oh! The engine died! Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to reset that there. The engine just died. I shit ye not. So, that's a bit annoying there. I have accidentally pressed the reset button. That was not what I meant to press. I meant to press the start engine button, which is down, not right on the D-pad. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so we have had a failure from the MCL on the first lap. But you still get 2 more, so good luck on the next 2. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. So, I don't really know what did it last time. I think just the game wasn't happy with, like, the drive... It wasn't the drive line that went, but, like, it didn't feel like the engine got hit particularly hard. The car was rolling about, but it wasn't, like, landing on the engine bay, which is what you'd imagine would kill the engine. And, oh, my God, you have got to be kidding me. Oh, it definitely has a tendency to flip. Oh, no! No. I've fucked that. I've fucked that. Go, 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 go. Okay, I'm gonna probably take... If it manages to get around this lap, I'll probably take 3 seconds off for that cock up there. I don't want to redo the whole lap, but I will take 3 seconds off your time, which I think is fairly accurate to how long it took me to flip it over. But, sorry about that. Yeah, it doesn't take the bumps very well. It is very, 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 very fast. But, as we've seen, it's flipped in places that other cars have not flipped, and it is the only car to have an engine die. So, it's also a right bugger to flip over. Right. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Out of the mud. Out of the mud. It's really struggling to get any drive out of here. I think just because it's low and the gearing also doesn't seem to like it. Go a bit more gentle this time. There we go. Much better through there than the first time when we had a huge flip. Oh, onto these little pothole sections. Coming up to the bridge here. Ooh, not so hot down there. We're having some serious problems with the suspension. Just bouncing it around like crazy. This is mad. It's like it's on a bouncy castle, honestly. But it looks like so long as we can survive the jump down this section, it should be good to finish this lap. And I'm going to cut about 5 seconds off its time for I cocked up flipping it 2 times. So, Ooh, fantastic landing on the other side of that jump. That hit it at pretty much the ideal kind of landing area. It's not gearing up. The arcade gearbox is not gearing the car up. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. It's gearing properly now. Through here. Come on. It's making some horrible noises when it gears. Ooh. Very bumpy, but we are going to complete our second lap with a still alive just MCL gear. So that is a 3 minute and 1 second time with all of the things taken account of. Yes. Sure, that works. So, we'll set off on our third and final lap in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So, it managed to survive its second lap, but not with a hugely impressive time. That's nothing spectacular around here. Obviously, with a couple of flips and some damaged steering, that's what you're going to get. We're going to see if we can maybe... I don't want to... Obviously, I'm not weaving my way through obstacles, but there are certain paths through the obstacles which favor lower suspension, and there's also certain that... Oh. How did that flip the car? This thing is just crazy. It's absolutely mental. It really, really, really doesn't like to stay on its wheels around the Endurodrome. So we shall see. We've only flipped once, and it wasn't the worst in the world. I didn't have to flip it myself. So hopefully we'll be all right. Lots of bouncing through the mud pit, but it stayed on its wheels. Oh, and it knocked me onto a slightly weird line on the exit, but it has survived. Not gone onto its roof there. Oh, big jump over the rocks. But, as I say, 4 wheels are on the ground, which is always a good sign. Coming up over the next jump. Very bouncy. Lots of visual damage going on. But it's still going. Lots of pull to the left. That is something that I'm noticing. And every time you land, it does like to slide left. We have... This is a bad flip. I'm going to have to wait till it stops. Those are the rules. Okay, now flip it. There we go. Go, 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 go. Come on. Right. We might still just about be able to beat that 306 if we manage to stick the rest of this run. Just hoping that we don't get any engine deaths. And if we can land this jump as well as we did last lap, that would be fantastic. It's gone all kinds of wrong. It's gone wrong. It's bad. The engine is gone. She's dead. She is dead. So, the MCL Gaia is the first car to be defeated by the Endurodrome. Not once, but 2 times. So, take that as you will for the durability of this little city slick. Little car that is most definitely not intended for this. Anyway, on to a place where it will favour a lot more. The drag strip. Okay, so here we are at the drag strip. I've given AI control over the MCL Gaia, and we, in the little tiny Trabant, are going to see if we can take on a car with nearly double the horsepower and not a lot more weight. I'm not holding my hopes that the Trabant's going to do very well here. But it's going to be interesting, because the Gaia is most definitely going to be the best down the quarter mile we've seen so far. We'll see how good it is, though. We will. There it goes, off in the distance there. Trabant can't hold a finger to that. Not a chance. Not a chance. That is a 16.893 for the MCL. So they'll be going on the scoreboard in what I think is currently first place, as far as I'm aware. And onto our 5th and final event, the 0 to 50 to 0. So this should be a pretty damn good run from the MCL here. However, I have noticed that when you brake in this car, it sometimes swerves very badly. So we'll see if that actually changes anything with the total distance. Anyway, without any further ado, 3, 2, 1. Oh, why is it putting distance up? Right. 3, 2, 1, and let's see. Very, very quick to accelerate up to 50. And there it is. On the brakes with a 124.8, which is first place so far in the 0 to 50 to 0. Thank you for submitting your design, and I will see you next time